Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're checking out a new knife maker that I'm not familiar with. He is out of Canada, and forgive me if I'm wrong about any information, but I will link his site down in the description. Now, to my knowledge, he does do some custom work or customized work. Maybe it's only on chef knives. I'm not sure, but this is a model that he is producing. It is quite expensive, though. However, it is very, very well done all the way around. We have a DLC coated A2 blade at 62.5 HRC, I believe. I do have the box right here, and you can see that A2 steel, yep, 62.5. And taking a look around this and just the feeling of it in the hand, super soft, super well balanced. Everything is lined up just perfectly. Another thing is these G10 liners glow. So in the dark, they are extremely bright, and you can actually make them even brighter with a flashlight, or just, even just being in this room. If I turn off the lights right now, just from me being in my studio, they glow very, very bright. So I would imagine out in the sun, as the sun goes down, it would continue to glow very bright. I can't speak for how long or anything like that, but I have yet to have seen them really not glow, especially if you're in a room with lighting, I guess if you left it overnight, it'd probably be pretty dull. I didn't test that or anything like that, so I can't speak for how long they will glow. But just hitting it with a flashlight, in a bright room, this is a very bright room, you can see how it, kind of tends to glow in those areas a little bit brighter. But when the lights go off, man, it is super bright. It illuminates from the handle. So you're not going to lose this in the dark, that's for sure. I think even if it was a while, I think you would still probably be able to pick it up. I can't express the balance feel I have in my hand. I mean, I feel like I have so much control over it. I'm under the camera, and it's not hard for me to just sit here and spin this in my hand. Now, the thickness of the handle, it's contoured very nicely and super soft. I mean, these pins, can't feel them whatsoever. And it's a great thickness in my hand and grip. The end cap, the liners have a G10, or it has a G10 liner that goes all the way down here, and you can see how the end kind of caps off with all these angles that match up perfectly. It has a slight point on it, but not sharp whatsoever. The G10 is done so well. Now, DLC is the most durable coating you're going to be able to get on a knife. Diamond-like carbon coating is what it stands for, and it is extremely durable, and it's going to help it hold up to corrosion and things like that. A2 steel is not a stainless, so if you do have a plain one with a satin finish, which I think he does make, you would have to worry about it darkening and things like that, unless if that's what you wanted. Now, he says he sharpens these at, and I do have the letter here that comes in the box, if you guys want to read this really quick. He does say he sharpens it at 25 degrees per side. And that's a nice tough angle. So A2 is already a super tough steel. It's something you find on a lot of fixed blades, or that's where you would find this steel. It does hold a good edge. It's a steel that is super tough already. So I would, 25 degrees per side is just fine. It is plenty slicey. It will cut just fine. And it's a super tough edge being at 25 degrees. Now, lowering the angle would increase the cutting performance, the sharpness, things like that, but it would also make the edge a little bit more brittle. I don't think it would hurt it at all to have it at 20 degrees per side. It would give you a little bit more cutting performance without taking away too much toughness. If you're planning on being very tough with this, this does feel like a knife you can be super tough with. The blade stock thickness is robust, but also not so thick to where it's unusable. It's actually a really good thickness for, this type of application. The tip is robust enough to where if you poked and stabbed into things, you'd be just fine. Plenty of belly, so if you were going to do some skinning or anything like that, you have plenty of belly. And you have a nice long straight edge here for, feather sticking, things like that. The spine is a 90-degree spine. You would not have any problem striking a fire with it. You can see his logo right there. Now, the plunge grind and choil. Now, this is where my preferences come in. I would prefer, even though this choil is just fine, the plunge grind is away from the edge, as you can see. The plunge grind ends right here. So you have from here to remove steel before it'll create a smile. Now, I would prefer if it was back just a little bit further. And why am I saying that? Well, if you wanted to make this super slicey and you wanted to lay this back 15 degrees per side, it is going to take, your edge bevel is going to wind up getting to about that big. Maybe a little less, but right around there. So that's why. Is it that big of a deal? No, it's not. And when you talk about fixed blades like this, it's a knife you're going to beat up. It's a knife you're going to be a little tougher on. So if it has a smile, it's not that big of a deal. But, it can help with sharpening and things like that to have the plunge grind away. It does have a little bit of a finger guard here to kind of protect you from sliding up the blade because this is very smooth. But having the couple little angles here, you're locked in pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. Nice neutral grip. Even if you're pulling towards yourself, this is super comfortable. It's one of the most comfortable knives, fixed blade wise, that I've put in my hand in a long time. It is extremely, extremely comfortable. Regardless of your hand size, I don't think you would have any problems saying the same thing. You can see how he chamfered these edges right here for your grip when you wrap around. It's hard to come up with anything negative on a fixed blade like this. It is extremely, extremely well done. But I do have one of my biggest complaints, the price. The price is very hefty. It is a very hefty price for what you're getting, especially when you're talking about now you are in the range of full custom fixed blade price tags, if not more. I can name some full custom fixed blades, full custom heat treats, all of that for less right now. This does, I believe this does have some CNC work and then hand work done at the end, so it's more of a mid-tech fixed blade. Now, Canadian prices, I think they're pretty similar to USA prices, give or take. But, I still think it's an amazingly well done knife. But that price tag is going to prevent most people from purchasing something like this when they could go to BGM, or I could name a dozen different custom knife makers that do extreme quality. Even like LT Wright, there's so many amazing custom knife makers out there, especially in the fixed blade world. Let's look at the Sheath really quick. The Sheath, great amount of tension. It's not, too stiff, but he does give you a nice placement for your thumb to push off. And It does have a belt loop, so you can hang it from your belt. Now, it doesn't come, at least to my knowledge, with a tech lock or anything, but it appears that you could put a tech lock on here without any issues at all. The band is on there nice and durably. I don't think it's anything you're going to have to worry about. The kydex seems very well done. So, yeah, I don't see this scratching up the coating at all. It's a DLC, so it is a very durable coating. Not saying it can't scratch or that it's impossible to scratch. Of course it can scratch, and it most likely will over time, but it's the most durable of all coatings. So if you're scratching this, it doesn't matter what coating you had. The size of it is a great size for EDC, camping, fishing, hunting, everything above. Like, it is just a fantastic size without being like a chopper or anything like that. More of your fixed blade. You know what I mean? Like, there's the difference there. You have your machete style knife for chopping and hacking and breaking things down, or your cleaver style blades. Then you have your fixed blade, which is going to be something for the detail work, the small work, the feather sticking, the skinning and things like that, and food prep, etc. This fits right in there really nicely. Full flat grind too, so the geometry is made to cut without being thin or weak. It is robust and slicey at the same time. So there you guys go. Just a quick look at this. I am impressed. Like I said, though, the price tag is very hefty. I doubt I will be doing a full review on this, but I did want to bring it to your guys' attention. So there you guys go. I love you guys. Like I said, everything will be linked down in the description for you. Peace.